According to the predictions, robots will have eliminated more than 1.5 million employment in the US by 2030. There were forecasts for more than 11 million in China. According to the analysis, automation would result in the loss of about 2 million jobs across all EU member states. For this study, 16 students each receive a Google form with an online questionnaire to analyze and forecast the talents in the education system at University Science Malaysia during the next 3 years. USM is one of the earliest higher education institutions in northern Malaysia and was established on June 1st, 1969 as a governmental institution with its own constitution. It has three campuses, which is the first one in the island Penang, health campus in Kelantan, and an engineering campus in Nibong Tebal. USM offers courses ranging from natural science, applied science, medical and health science, pharmacy science, to building science and technology, social science, humanities and education. The fact that University Science Malaysia has implemented a comprehensive program in Foresight Future Studies made it exceptional. Future Studies had been promoted throughout the past 5 years by the University Vice Chancellor Professor Zulkifli Abdul Razak, even though it has not yet been institutionalized at the university through a graduate institute or as part of strategic planning.
Hi, my name is Azman bin Bajotan, Normometrics 152273. I will present my part, which is the business strategy. Business strategy is a tool used to help us achieve the business goals that have been set. Determine these methods and strategy also to identify the tactic that we need to take in our company. The business strategy required by USM is USM needs to master digital marketing. USM needs to improve skill on how to market product with more attractive quality, because digital marketing is not only seen by local, but with the internet, USM can do to the rest of the world through the platform like Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok, which every day record an increase in the number of users. In addition, the business strategy required is USM needs to have a skilled workforce. Skilled manpower is very much needed, because in the future, they will not only compete with humans, but they will have to compete with robots, and also need to be able to keep up with technology development in order to do a good business strategy. Finally, the business strategy required is USM need to focus on systematic growth. USM need to conduct a marketing strategy in accordance with current developments. This is because through the development of companies are able to invest to advance the technology, produce creative people in the company, and also new equipment in order to stay competitive. That's all for me. Thank you.
A USM leader should also be an academic who understands the primary function of a university. For example, outreach to the community, research and teaching. When a student is able to recognize the university's responsible, they have the qualities of a good leader, making them the ideal candidate to run a university. They are capable of achieving their organization objective and continue to contribute to society. A USM leader should also be an academic who understands the primary function of a university. For example, outreach to the community, research and teaching. When a student is able to recognize the university's responsible, they have the qualities of a good leader, making them the ideal candidate to run a university. They are capable of achieving their organization objective and continue to contribute to society.
This is the organizational structure for top management in USM. The Chancellor for USM is Tuli Yang Maha Mulia Tuanku Syed Sirajuddin Ibni Almarhum Tuanku Syed Putra Jamalul Lain. Under the Chancellor, there is a Board of Governors that is led by Datuk Seri Dr. Awang Adik bin Hussein, who is currently the chairman for the Board of Governors. The current Vice Chancellor for USM is Professor Datuk Dr. Faisal Rafiq Mahmad Andikan, and he is currently serving as ex-Vice Chancellor of USM since 4th October 2019. There are 4 Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, that is led by Professor Datuk Dr. Narimah Samad, Research and Innovation by Professor Datuk Engineers Dr. Abdul Rahman Mohammed, Student Development Affairs and Alumni by Prof. Dr. Azlinda binti Azman, and lastly, Professor Dr. Muhammad Roslan Hashim is lead for the Sustainability and Institutional Development. There are two campus directors for Health Campus and Engineering Campus. Acting Director for Health Campus at Kubang Kerian, Kelantan currently is Professor Dr. Shaharum Shamsuddin, and Director of Engineering Campus at Nibong Tebal, Pulau Pinang currently is Professor Dr. Nur Azazi Zakaria. They are following by Registrar, Bursar, Acting Head Librarian, Legal Advisor, and Ombudsman. Registrar is an official responsible for keeping a register or official records. Bursar is a person who manages the financial affairs of a college or a school. A legal advisor is a person who provides legal advice, often in an official capacity, while ombudsman is an official appointed to investigate individuals' complaints against a company or organization, especially a public authority. Under the top management, there are dean for every schools in main, health and engineering campus. There are also directors of institute centers that are divided by three, which are Centers of Excellence in Higher Education, Center of Excellence and Administrative or Service Center. For example, for the Centers of Excellence in Higher Education is National Poison Center, River Engineering and Urban Drainage Research Center. Center of Excellence, the example of it is Center for Global Sustainability Studies, CGSS, Center for Islamic Development Management Studies. For Administrative and Service Center, for example,
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Atta. Okay, for organizational culture of USM, the set of value, expectation and practice that guide and inform the activities of all team member is referred to as organizational culture. A great organizational culture display a good features that lead to increased performance, whereas dysfunctional company culture produce characteristics that can sabotage even the most successful businesses. Okay, our company culture influence everything from the punctuality and tone to contract terms and employee benefit. Okay, first organizational culture research institution. Okay, USM is a culture that offer all the researcher the chance to explore something new with the complete facilities, a welcoming environment to generate meaningful thought, and so on. Whether local or international, USM provide outstanding facility for successful research and education. Okay, secondly, we lead. Okay, in comparison to the traditional system of faculty, USM adopt a school system since each school can mix its subject and course to suit the needs of specializing in specific profession while also mastering other discipline. This multidisciplinary approach can help to ensure that USM graduates are developed and educated to be adaptable. USM we lead mission pushed the university to continually be on the cutting edge and to be the pioneer for other university. Okay, third, casual but professional. Okay, University Science Malaysia is a public university where students are allowed to wear whatever they like. Students are not required to wear formal shirt like slack or ties for men as required by other university. In this respect, USM believe that wearing casual clothing does not prevent students from seeking knowledge as long as the attire is polite and tidy. the fact that students are dressed formally does not mean that they are educated and disciplined. Every outfit that student should wear involve a state of mind. SWOT analysis for USM, the strength of USM, of course, USM was selected to the Accelerate Program of Excellence, APEX. APEC is a fast-track development program that enable higher education institution to be recognized as world-class organization. Okay, weakness. In terms of USM weakness, the facility offered should be improved, such as the internet network, which is less problematic. This unavoidable, but USM should find alternative to less the problematic service provider. Okay, opportunity USM as a great possibility to become more well known university around the world. With APEC status, USM can collaborate with the university throughout the world on the new learning approach and academic. Okay, threat for USM. USM threat is lack of communication in their management system, because students sometimes have difficulty in acquiring academic information, because the information is various, and certain staff member are unaware of the information. Personal analysis, an organization primary external influence by political, economic, sociological, technological, legal, and environment. Okay, political. USM implement the methodology, a complex organization with the multi-layer system and procedure is referred to as a bureaucracy. When following safety rules is crushed, bureaucracy can make system official and strict, which is important. Okay, economy. Student make a sensible decision about which school of higher learning provide the best value. The second of education and financial aid influence the student choice of university. For instance, the variety of scholarship offer. Okay, so sociological. The goal of student for their education are influenced by factors relating to their behavior of as a student, such as their academic success and their background, such as the social position of their parents. Okay, technological. The news on the television frequently cover involvement event and current USM issue. USM can perform marketing indirectly with no cost. USM conduct cutting edge research in the domain of food technology, bioprocess technology, paper and coating technology, and environmental technology. Okay, for the legal, by being granted complete autonomy in terms of finance, service plan, management, student registration, staff hiring, appointment of professor and highest leadership, as well as the determination of tuition rates, USM has received the highest privilege and honors from the government. Okay, for the environment, another factors that influence student choice of institution is USM location, or how close it is to their home. Okay, for example, student from Penang mark up the majority of those who continue their education in USM. USM is known because of its university in the garden, in addition to its apex rank. We are, for example, an area covered in the luxurious trees.
Hi, for the next part, I will present the discussion section. Based on the USM strategies questionnaire, to maintain its competitive advantage is that USM offers cheap fee to students. In Malaysia, USM is a place that is famous for charging cheap fee to students will be more attractive to come to USM. In addition, USM is constantly improving the quality of the staff to educate better quality students. Next strategy for USM to maintain its competitive advantage is to maintain the status of an apex university where the university is the first to make change and reforms. APEX is an accelerated program for excellent established, in line with the Ministry of Higher Education noble intention to create the best university-class higher education institution in the world. The discussion section also I explain about what are the unique quality of USM that different it from other university. The majority of students said among the unique quality of USM that difference is from other universities given USM apex status and its unique student selection system. Very interesting to investigated element that affect student dedication to attend USM for the higher education. This is because Apex give confidence to students because Apex University has given the highest privilege and recognition from the government by being given full autonomy in terms of finance, service, scheme management, student recruitment, staff appointments, lecturer, and top position as well as tuition fee. In addition, in discussion section, I also explain about what are the student unique skill. Among them is that student needs to have critical thinking. Critical thinking is the part of the thinking skill that can help people solve a problem effective and adapt to the environment. Humans have a tendency to use cognitive process when faced with a situation or problem, but do not always have the skill to apply the tendency. In addition, students also need to have analytical skill, collaboration skill, and communication skill. Skill like this are very much needed by every student so that they can follow the development at USM. That's all for me. Thank you.
Based on the weakness from SWOT analysis, USM needs to improve in terms of internet services providers. This is because the internet is really helpful for students to find information from their fingertips. Firstly, there is a lot of relevant content available on the internet. Students can utilize the internet to find study materials, assignment, quizzes, presentation, and any other study resources that are available on the internet. It is extremely useful for self-study, especially on weekends when there are no classes or lectures. Next, USM also had a last-minute preparation. It's time to organize and plan the course that we need to perform. Assignment, projects, study groups, and extracurricular activities are examples of this. Proper time management can reduce anxiety and overall stress among the student. As a big institution in Malaysia, USM itself needs to be an example to their students.
The objective for this research is to analyze and foresight the skills in the education system in the next 2 years for USM Pulau Pinang. Based on the survey, there are several skills that we can conclude based on the must-have skills needed by academic staff, non-academic staff, and students in the next 2 years. This survey has been filled by students in the USM. For academic staff, we can conclude that students think the skills being open to learn new ideas and have the ability to adapt latest technology are the example for the skills that academic staff must have. For example, online learning makes everyone, including staff, have to learn about the latest technology since everything has been done using gadgets and technologies. Academic staff need to know how to use those things to make sure the learning is smooth and acceptable for everyone, especially for the students. Academic staff must be good at using e-learning so that every student can access every material rather than using social media like Facebook for learning because it is not convenient for some of the students since students from China mostly hard to access to Facebook and they have to use a VPN to access to it. While for the non-academic staff, they also need to have a technology skills and data analysis since most of learning process is through online. Some of students are not capable to come to the university and non-academic staff need to be wise and find a way how to gather students' information through online. Lastly, the skills that students must have for the next 3 years are agility and adaptability, leaderships, and also cultural understanding. Students have the adaptability skills since for these past few years, students learn how to learn through online. Leadership since students involved in programs that have been held by the clubs and societies in USM that teach and give the students experience to organize and manage events. Cultural understanding is a must since there is a variety of races in USM and USM also have a program for exchange students that allows students to learn about the other's culture and respect their culture.